What up, savages? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Land. Welcome to another episode of Pallet Picks. And today, actually, we are going to be at the Pallet. And I've been wanting to do something for a long time. Go in, get out all my wrestling figures. That means whether AEW, WWE Ultimates, WWE Elite, and any wrestling figure I got in here. I probably have over 50 wrestling figures in here. We'll also do little small contests at the end. Which is the best wrestling figure I think I have that I've unboxed overall, whether it's AEW or WWE Elites. What's the best Hulk Hogan? What's the best Razor Ramon? What's the best Ultimate Warrior? Because I have multiples of those figures that I haven't opened up yet right here in this pallet. So I need to reorganize my pallet basically, man, and dig out all these wrestling figures. I don't want to do that unbox them one-on-one. Actually, some of these figures are pretty much like 2 years old, things of that nature, man. So we're gonna get it all done in this big shebang here. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm not gonna waste you guys' time anymore. Let's do it. This is the end result here. 55 figures. I thought I had about 50 in there. Actually, I thought I had more. I thought I had close to about 100. I'm glad I really don't, to be honest with you, man. I had it stacked up in the tower, but it actually fell over crazy like this with all the side faces here. So, Mick Foley, I've been wanting to open that up. Bret Hart figures. This British Bulldog is pretty cool. I always meant to get a second of him, but I didn't. Oh well. Luchasaurus, a bunch of AEW figures. Like, I had that Luchasaurus 2 years now, ever since it first came out. And of course I got the Terry Funk, Hulk Hogan Ultimates, a bunch of Ultimates there. But 55 figures all together, man. We're gonna get them all opened up. And this rock right here I really like. This is the rock I was talking about. I brought on Big Bad Toy Store. I brought the last one.
Helping mommy, helping daddy. One more.
So here is now my previous wrestling section here. Just a mix between WWE Elites, Ultimates, some AEWs. Some of my favorites, a lot of oldies, but goodies. Some new guys, AEW, some good figures here. I don't have any rides or anything like that, but we got Ric Flair back there, Macho Man, Rick Rude, the first Ultimate Warrior in the background there. They can't see him. Big Show, X-Pac, and this is basically where I'm trying to get to over here. weighted up there. We got Zangief, King, Mr. T, and my man Ron Simmons. So that's where all these new figures are gonna go. Miss Elizabeth down there laying on her back and shit. So first up, let's get through the Hulksters, brother. And I pretty much got 1, 2, 3. Look, I got 6 Hulks up here. I got the Survivor Series Hulk, WrestleMania 1 Hulk, WCW Hulk, Hulk with a black eye like he got his ass whooped, some type of Trojan helmet Hulk, and in the middle I have the Coliseum in all white. If you can see him in the middle, the Coliseum Hulk. Very all good representations. I will say I really do favor that WCW Hulk out of this whole batch, but he is quite pale, and that's really not a bother to me. But I think the number one Hulk up here is the WrestleMania Ultimate Hulk with the silver like belt. That is the Ultimate Hulk. That is, when you think of Hulk Hogan, you want him in his prime. That is the one I think of, which Hulk Hogan didn't change pretty much throughout the night. Kind of looked the same, but there is a difference to him. There's a difference to him when he's in his prime in the 80s, big and buff. And I like the belt with him. I think it's quite unique. One of their first heavyweight belts. All right, up next we got the Ultimate Warrior. And they all look supercharged here. And my favorite warrior up here is the Dingo Warrior. And that's the one with the mustache. It looks like he's in the 80s or something, like he works in an office or something. But I like him. He's big, he's buff, and it's a different take on the warrior. And then we also have the yellow Ultimate Warrior from the Royal Rumble with the Intercontinental Belt. And we also have the orange Ultimate Warrior. I really don't know where he's from. I mean, it might be a WrestleMania. And then this one in the pink is when he fought Macho Man. He has different Macho Man and him deco on him. I think WrestleMania 7. But all of these warriors look really good, man. I believe the best looking one is the one with the Intercontinental Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship in the orange. That was an Amazon exclusive. He has the best face sculpt and the best hair sculpt I've ever seen from Ultimate Warrior, and I've seen a lot of them. All right, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? And I got a couple of different Rocks up here, and I grouped him up with Mick Foley here because they had that Rock and Sock thing going on. And of course, you see I got the 2-pack for that, which really surprised me. The Mankind in that, the Mick Foley with the socks is really nice, and the jackets are really nice too. I didn't think too much of this 2-pack, man. I was gonna get rid of it, but I'm glad I kept it. I have the Elite Rock 100, which is awesome. That's young Rock right there. That's him just coming into his superstardom. The Brahma Bull belt looks good. I love the jersey on him on that. And the bald head Rock is hands down the best looking Rock. That really looks like Rock that jumped out. And the Mick Foley from ECW days is tough too. But I believe out of this set here, I'm going with Mick Foley from ECW and the bald head Rock when he was kind of on the end run. All right, Chico. Yes, we got my man Razor Ramon. And I threw in Lex Luger up here from the Legends line because that's the only Lex Luger I got. It's kind of like a two type of Lex Luger. He's old school, and also these figures have a whole bunch of different heads. He has a different head that makes it look like old Lex Luger, but I like him with the ponytail. I threw the NWO shirt on, and of course the Razor Ramon Ultimates, man. I just picked these two up for $16 a piece, and look how much you get for $16 a piece. The purple is a variant, the yellow is the actual main line, but you get those two different head sculpts plus one more array of hands. I mean, awesome. And then I have the Legends Razor Ramon, well actually Scott Hall, drunken Scott Hall with the long hair and the band tied up from the Wolfpack days. But out of this little round table here that we got, I will go with the variant, the purple Ultimates Razor Ramon.
All right, we done. This is some throwback stuff right here. Like I said, I'm a fly-by-night wrestling fan, but I grew up on wrestling in the late 80s. Saturday morning, watched a lot of WCW. WCW put work in here in North Carolina. It was more of a local thing in the southeastern here. But going back to that, this is WWF, British Bulldog with the cornrows. That he's so iconic. That is a great figure. The Bret Harts are very hit and miss. Very hit and miss. That's got that Survivor Series one up there who looks like a Lumbee Indian. If you're from North Carolina, you know what I'm talking about. He just looks Lumbee. And then we got the regular mainline release. I believe that's Elite 98. That's the best looking one. But the stud up here is British Bulldog. His body is jacked. That cape feels real good material. And that's an Elite. So he's almost kind of up there with Ultimates. If he had that extra articulation, he would be. But I would have to go with Bulldog out of these three guys. And it's a family thing too. The Hart Foundation, baby. Now, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And look, ain't nobody going up on stage with Ric Flair, okay? I have another Ric Flair, but he doesn't come close to this. This is Ultimates at his ultimate right here. Ric Flair is the man. He's actually one of my favorite wrestlers, man. I like bad guys. And he looks stunning. He's one of the first Ultimates I got, and it was a crying shame. Like, about a year and a half ago, this guy was going for $19 at Ringside Collectibles. I brought like 5 of them, man. He's worth it. The robe is tough. It's Ric Flair. That woo face looks awesome. He's got the 4 horseman hands up, the taped up fingers. And like I said, he's got the big gold on that looks great. I just want to keep him like this forever. And of course, he comes with another head sculpt. With these wrestling figures, man, it was like dressing up Barbie dolls, man. It took me a while to get all these guys ready, but Ric Flair stands on the stage at his own at the end. He will be at the end because he's the man. And here I just got, I think the last bit of Ultimates that I had that I was unboxing. I just kind of put them together. I got one more. I got Jeff Hardy on the next round. But here's a Kane up here I really like. I think it's from the late 90s, early 2000s. He was running with a cape. I think it's pretty dope in action figure form. Macho Man. I thought I would like him much better, but he's not a bad figure. He was a Target exclusive Ultimate when he was with NWO. Comes with 2 different shirts. The cool thing about him, he doesn't have the stitch in the back. Batista was a hard one to find for a little bit, but I found him. Nothing great. You gotta really surprise me to have just underwear on, man. That's why I don't like a lot of Triple H figures. But Batista does look good. It looks like Batista, but it was nothing for me to go crazy over. Stone Cold is a Stone Cold stunner in this. He's one of the older Ultimates, but that shirt, man, that shirt is just like Macho Man. No stitch. And it was a hard one. Shawn Michaels looks good, man. It was a hard one, man. All these guys look good. That Ultimate line was tough, but I would go with Michaels and Stone Cold, but I think I'm going to go with Stone Cold. All right, so Jeff Hardy, I didn't have enough room for him up there. North Carolina boy from Cameron, that's right in my neck of woods. Real iconic. This group right here is called D-Generation X, but Jeff Hardy is the epitome of Generation X. He was just from an era. He just spoke, 90s. You know what I'm saying? Late 90s into the early 2000s, man. The Generation X was the 90s, man. I don't really like a lot of Triple H figures, but I like this one. Like I said, I don't like figures when they're in their draws, man. Or I know a lot of them are, but he just never really looks right to me. And then, you got Six, X-Pac. I keep forgetting my man's name with the braids out the top. But, you got the first Generation X right there. I believe it is. I don't know. Or is this marking the second one? I don't know. I was in and out at the time. But as far as figures-wise, these figures, I actually like them a little bit more than I thought I would. And they're all uniform, which is cool, man. And Hardy, he's a great Ultimate. And I brought him for like $11. All right, so now we just got some random elite, and we got Legends Roddy Piper, we got Legends Jake the Snake, we got John Morrison, which I found at Eckerd's or something, and then we got Sid Vicious, and we got the Goon. All of these guys are icons in their own way. Of course, Piper. I really don't like Piper's head sculpt. They need to get that together. They need to do a really good Ultimates. That Jake the Snake is really good, all the way down to his boots. I like his bag. His bag feels good. The snake feels good. John Morrison is actually surprising. He surprised me a little bit more than I thought. That's actually a good action figure. And Sid looks just like Sid. Sid was hell in the early 90s too. He was kind of like in and out from what I can remember as a big impact, but Sid was hell. But out of all these up here, I'm gonna have to go with Jake the Snake. All right, so I tried to stuff as many big guys up here because I'm getting down towards the end. And I got all my big guys. I got Bam Bam, I believe, from ECW days. Umaga, I believe, a.k.a. Jamal. Kane, which is a pretty dope Kane from the Legends line, the Target Legends line. His mask not removable. Eric and Ivar, which I've never heard of in my life, but they put their foot into them, man. They're actually really good action figures that you can use in other places. And I guess you would say my definitive Brock Lesnar in my mind. This is how, when I was watching wrestling like in 04, just for a little bit, because my brother loves it, so I would just be over his house a lot and catch it. But that's how I remember Brock before the chest tattoo. And it was a hard one to pick. Oh, and Bronson Reed in the middle, which is like the New Age Bam Bam. I've never seen that man wrestle in my life, but that action figure looks good. If you can look through all them big boys there, he has a nice jacket. He has kind of like Bam Bam Bigelow colorways. But it was hard for me to choose which one. All of these big guys are great. Jamal's a little hard to stand up Umaga, but because of his feet. He's the only wrestling action figure I kind of seen with his feet too. There's not really a lot of people with just their feet out. But I would have to go with Eric and Ivar. I just had to give it to him. I don't know nothing about them, but the action figures were great. All right, so now we're getting into the AEW side, and we got Adam Hitman Page. We got Jungle Boy, which is Luke Perry's son. We got Evil Uno, Dustin Rhodes, Luchasaurus. And yes, that's all who's on here. Yes, all great figures. Sometimes I like AEW more than I like WWE. I think AEW does a good job. I've just kind of got bored with them because I don't have no iconic or relationship with them, or shall I say, like a history and nostalgia with them. But they make great action figures. This Evil Uno could be used as a goon. Dustin looks great with Cody Rhodes, and Adam Page is a great civilian looking figure right there. Jungle Boy could be used as any jungle character. I was actually going to use him as a guy before he turns into Sauron in Marvel Legends, in the Savage Land, ironically. And they all are great looking figures, man. But this Luchasaurus is a beast. It's very colorful. It looked good from the day I brought it 2 years ago. The tattoos pop. He's just a very unique character that he can put in a lot of different settings as far as action figure wise. So I'm going to have to go with Luchasaurus out of this batch. But all of these AEW figures are pretty tough, especially Jungle Boy. All right, so we got the last batch of AEWs here, and we got my man Cody Rhodes from the Double or Nothing. Yes, that's what it was. The first major event AEW had. Got my man Brody Lee with the belt. We got Adam Hitman Page, and I like him with that outlaw thing better than that civilian thing with the belt. I like him with his face mask. And then we got Sting, which is a great figure. Like, that figure feels really good. It moves really good. It just sucks because he doesn't really have a lot of hands. I don't even know if Sting really wrestles anymore. It's just his presence, I believe. But the Brody Lee is a great big man looking figure. That's what's the cool thing about wrestling figures. You can throw them in with your other action figures and have them be civilians, muscle, or just just other obscure characters that don't look so crazy, but they still look crazy. But out of all these guys, and Sting moves wonderful, might I add. I think Cody is the best looking. I love AEW Cody Rhodes figures. He's a little bit pale. I wish he had a little bit more flesh tone to him, but as far as his way he looks, his deco, the way he moves, I'm cool with AEW, but I don't have to get a WWE Elite. Like, this was a good figure, and it was a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. I think he took it on that one. And also right here, this is just honorable mention. I only had 2 girls. I had Asuka and Hikaru Hashida. I hope I said that right. But one from AEW, one from WWE Elites, and they both look like they could be tag team partners, which is cool. And that comes into the fun factor, the playability. As far as old Cena here, I never cared for John Cena. I think this action figure actually sucks. What I want off him is that shirt, that hat, that chain. Run that. And that's what's going to happen to him. He's going to get stripped down and used, and then I don't know what I would do with the buck. But I want those 3 off of him. But the 2 girls look awesome. You know, those are only 2, sadly, but that it is what it is. But they look good, especially that Yoshida. I like her layout. But in the end, after all these figures I done, I believe it was about 55 of them. These 3 right here, I think I enjoyed the most. And all these guys in the background, all these top picks, you know, are great. But these 3, I think I like the most. This Razor Ramon comes with a lot of expression. He has 3 different heads, plenty of hands, and it's a cool thing. He has a variant, so you kind of get 2 different costumes. And he's on sale right now for $16. But overall, the deco, he looks like Razor, man. He reminds me. He's big too. This Ultimate Warrior, he's colorful, vibrant. He looks great. He comes with 2 belts. He moves really good, and this is the best Ultimate Warrior face sculpt, far as paint and hair sculpt I've seen. And like I said, I own 4 of them, seen plenty of them. Now, as far as this Ric Flair, this is the true meaning of an Ultimate. This robe is luxurious. The big gold looks great. That face looks awesome. He's gonna stay like that. He comes with another head sculpt. Every last one of these guys come up here with 4, 5, 6 different hands, so they lay it out. But these are the top 3, and I think Ric Flair is actually my #1 action figure that I like out of my entire collection. He takes the cake, and I got a lot of good figures. I also like that Mr. T too, from WrestleMania 1, but Ric Flair just does it for me. They did a great job. But with that being said, I had a lot of fun unboxing this. Unboxing these wrestling figures were more vibrant and colorful than any G.I. Joe unboxing or Marvel collection unboxing I ever had. And these are real people. Just all the different things you can put on, the different hands, the different heads, the different soft goods, the different accessories, the variants that they have. It's wonderful, and I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But this is Savage Land. We do this for the love and beauty of action figures. And until the next time, God bless.